What is going on, Bulls and Bears? It is Friday. I hope everyone listening to this right now is well. Friday, March 4th, 2022. I took your advice. Some of you were complaining that my image was blurry. Got a new camera. So now, I don't know why anybody would care about how clear you can see my face, but for those of them that were complaining, here you go. More clear shot of my face. Is that going to help with what's going on with the economy? Probably not. Will it help you understand the news better? Well, hopefully a clear face doesn't impact your absorption of this information. It's been a long day. Let's go ahead and get into the news here. A lot of things happen economically, financially, cost of living, rising prices everywhere, and it's going to get a lot worse. We've got some more news to cover today, pointing to the same thing, and things about ready to get worse, continue to get worse. Let's start right here. This is out of the Journal. The Russian invasion threatens disarray for farmers and fertilizer supplies. All right, so here we go. As if food prices were not rising fast enough already, Russia is one of the largest exporters in the world of nitrogen and fertilizers. So now the farmers are going to have to pay more. They're going to have to pass along those higher prices to the consumers and to the retail outlets selling the food and to the restaurants. So expect things to get even more expensive as we continue here into the year 2022. Food prices. I've been telling myself to build these cages for my plants because every time I plant something, it gets eaten by squirrels or something. I showed you guys a squirrel that was eating a pumpkin in my backyard. I think I showed you that maybe a few months ago. I think some of it's raccoons. A lot of squirrels, though, they're taking oranges off my tree. Even lemons, even sour lemons. They're taking the lemons down, then they're biting into the peel, but they're not eating it after that, but they're still biting into the peel. So it kind of ruins the lemons. And anytime I plant tomatoes, the tomatoes get eaten up. So one of my projects this summer is going to be to make these cages, just chicken wire, to put over my, it's not a garden. I really have a lot of my things in pots, but just to grow some food and try to save a little bit. I mean, any little thing you can do to try to cut back on your food costs and expenses. And, people ask me why I'm here in California and how I afford it. Well, I've been preparing for this for years, and I think a lot of you have as well. The writing's been on the wall for years that the cost of living is going to continue to go up. The bubbles are being blown bigger. There's no sign of the bubbles being deflated. I don't think a fraction of a percentage increase in the Fed funds rate is going to have much of an impact considering all of the other inflationary forces that we are seeing in this country. And now with what's happening in Russia, it's about ready to get a lot worse. The fertilizer, the farms. So keep on preparing for that. Now with what's going on over in Europe, it is affecting us here. Obviously, the exports, we do import a lot of things from Russia. The fertilizers, that's just one thing. We still are buying oil from Russia, though. But guess what? Oil prices are going to continue to go higher. Take a look at what's happening today. Currently, $115 per barrel. And nobody here listening to this is surprised if you've been on this channel. Guess what? It's going a lot higher. It actually touched about 116 at one point today. But out of Reuters here, U.S. weighs cutting Russian oil imports amid broad public support. So guess what's going to happen? How much further and faster are oil prices going to rise now with banning imports of Russian oil? And with all of the backlash against Russia, there have been groups and people that have decided to stop consuming certain items, including Russian vodka. Now, I wonder if the alcoholics are going to actually listen to that. That'll be interesting. I think Putin sucks, but I try not to get into politics here in this channel. But whenever you have war, war is declared and decided by who? The politicians. So here's some very weird information here. In order to try to punish Russia, and hurt them economically, several states are banning the vodka. Ohio, Utah, New Hampshire, Oregon, Maine, Texas, all jumping on the sanctions train. But we're not just punishing the leaders, we're punishing the people. The stock market has crashed. I'm sure a lot of people took a hit to their retirement accounts over there in Russia. And, okay, I hope you guys are ready for this. This is serious. All right, brace for this. The International Cat Federation bans Russian felines from competition. Oh no, I can't believe they went this far. If that doesn't stop the invasion and the bombing, I don't know what will. When you start banning cats, that's when action gets taken. That's when stuff gets done. I might even stop playing Russian roulette. That's how serious this is. Let's go on to other topics here, shall we? Now, with the cost of living going more and more out of control, even things like rental cars now have shot up in price. So people on vacations renting a car, or people even renting a car for business, what have you, are going to be paying a lot more. Take a look at the average price of a rental car. Out of car and driver, the price is up $35 in just over 2 years, bringing the average price now to rent a car to $81 a day. $81 a day for an average rental car. $81 a day for a rental car. Price is rising everywhere you look. At some point, this is going to break. There's going to be a bankruptcy surge, a bankruptcy storm later this year, unless they come out with some other rescue programs for all these people that are late on their rents. Speaking of rents, recent story I found here. This is out of M Live up in Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, there's thousands of similar stories like this. Families going through the same thing as this family right here. Family of 3 living in motel room after being evicted in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, I picked this because I went to college in Kalamazoo. Cool name, right, for a city, Kalamazoo. But, again, millions of stories just like this. Here's someone with 2 kids, a woman who's living on disability, living in a hotel, and she's paying about $1,800 a month for a hotel, and that takes up most of her disability assistance money. And folks, I used to live in Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo is a very affordable place to live, even now, and this was many years ago when I lived there. Well, I say affordable, well, it's become not affordable over the past few years for a lot of people, including that family. How many other people would be on the street if it weren't for the handouts, the assistance, the rent cancellations, the eviction moratoriums, the foreclosure moratoriums, all the stimulus checks that are sent out, all the other benefits that just keep increasing the debt higher and higher. I think maybe half the country would even be homeless if it weren't all for all these assistance programs, and maybe even worse. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. But look at this right here. In Kalamazoo, Michigan, a 1-bedroom apartment averaged $1,000 a month. That's compared to the national average of $1,700 a month. So still a lot cheaper than the national average, but $1,000 a month to live in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Right? It is cold in Kalamazoo. 1-bedroom apartment, $1,000 a month. So today, prices in Michigan are real close to what they were in California about 10 years ago. You could get a 1-bedroom apartment easily here, even in San Diego, about 10 years ago. All right, so Michigan is seeing California prices from just 10 years ago. So pretty insane. Where does it end? How are people going to keep a roof over their head? People like this woman and her 2 kids living in motels. More tent cities probably popping up near you. More people camping out at the end of my driveway. Luckily, they can't see my house from the driveway. I've got a long driveway. But that's what's happening, folks. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Big love. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye for now. Peace out.